All right, welcome back for what is probably going to be the last video of day one of my marathon recording session. And so, yeah, welcome back. For those of you who are new, I'm Joe. I am an attorney licensed in the state of Utah. And for this one, we are going to Kansas. And this is another old squishy gardener video. I'm sure if you're here, you are at least aware of old squishy gardener. If not, go check him out. He's got a lot of great court videos. Go like, share, subscribe to his channel. And so, yeah, but this is in Kansas. It is, I believe that's Judge Crum, and he's dealing with a sovereign citizen. And that there's a lot of jokes out there, especially on Law Talk with Mike, about J-Regier. I appreciate J-Regier. As a cyborg myself, as a cyborg myself, I absolutely appreciate the android that is J-Regier, the prosecutor bot or prosabot or whatever you want to call him, but just great. And well, hopefully I'm an android. I mean, in the first video of this marathon session, I did kind of throw my leg off to the side there. And I'm hoping that a cheap gag didn't turn into an expensive one. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. I mean, obviously it wouldn't hurt if it's broken because, as I pointed out, it's carbon fiber and plastic and titanium and stuff, but it really makes walking suck if it's, but that's beside the point. So yeah, either way, I appreciate J-Regier. And with that, let's jump into the video. Oh, I guess I should hit play on the YouTube and not on the StreamYard.
Further will be in recess. Appreciate the correctional facility for making her available for us. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our hero is in orange.
All right. At the Butler County Jail, are you Anthony Dubas?
Sir, I would like to state for the record and correct that I am not the all caps name on the paper. I am the proper case trade name, sole living heir, beneficiary, and executor of that named trust.
That is a whole bunch of nonsense. That was wonderful.
I am the living man. I am a foreign national.
Wait. In this court, I don't think it matters that he's the living man. I mean, does the J-Regier bot care that he's the living man? I don't think it matters in this court. Like I said, but once again, as a cyborg, I'm the ambassador between man and machine. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. And he mentions right before I paused it, he's a foreign national. So once again, I'm the ambassador. Foreign nationals, they are constitutionally entitled to consular assistance in criminal matters in the United States. I'm here. I'm the ambassador.
And
You're a foreign national?
I'm a foreign national.
I'd love it. I'd love it if judges. It wouldn't work for obvious reasons, but I'd love it if judges said, Well, in that case, let me inform you of your right to consular assistance and the peril you face. And if you're convicted, you could be deported. And if provide me papers, basically, show me your visa, show me your passport. Otherwise, you're here illegally and you'll be deported. And the problem is, of course, you've got to have a willing recipient country. And so you can't just boot them to Mexico or, Czechoslovakia or whatever, because it's not their responsibility to take them. I guess you could kick them out to international waters, sea land, or.
I'm an American national. I am here by special appearance only, held against my will, under duress. And
Most people who are incarcerated are against their will. Fun fact.
False imprisonment and under false arrest.
Very good. This is State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward.
That was the most dismissive Judge Crumb possibly could have been. Very good. Moving on. And Garrett Rollins here in the yellow, he does find some of this funny too.
Dubus, case number 23 TR 2777. The state appears by J-Regier5000. Mr. Dubus appears from the custody of the Butler County Jail. All parties are appearing by Zoom. Mr. Dubus, you're here for a first appearance. Do you have a copy of your charges?
I am, my honor, Mr. Crumb. I am here by special.
My honor. Judge doesn't work for you. It's not your, as in Mr. Dubus's honor. But he also wasn't asking about special appearance. He was asking if you have the charging sheet documents. If
Appearance under
All right,
duress.
you've already been through that. I'm going to read your charges to you. In count one, it alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you did then and there unlawfully operate a motor vehicle on a highway of this state without having a valid driver's license. That is no valid driver's license, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Count two alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you're operating a motor vehicle, a 2003 Honda Accord, upon a highway or this state, East Fox Trail Street, Andover, Butler County, Kansas, while your vehicle was not registered.
Hey, and you hear that? The citation says Butler County, Kansas. That's a rebuttable presumption of jurisdiction.
Failed to register a vehicle, that's an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail and up to a $500 fine. Count three alleges you operated a motor vehicle on August 17th, 2023 in Butler County, Kansas without having valid insurance. That's no proof of insurance, a Class B non-person misdemeanor.
Did Regier almost smile? I think he almost smiled. I think he suppressed one.
Do you understand your charges, Mr. Dubus?
No, I do not stand under these charges, and I would like to make it clear that I was not operating a motor vehicle.
Hang on. Oh. Time for another cheap sight gag. I am able to stand under myself. I apologize for that.
I was operating my private conveyance, not for hire, not for commercial use, not to transport passengers or products for hire. And if I was allowed to have my folder with black text case law in it to be brought here with me, as I asked Mr. Deputy Khalid Baraka, and he refused, I would be able to prove to you with.
It's probably for the best that you don't have it, so that you don't misapply it. Because, you know, anything you have in there that is actual case law, you're misapplying it. And I mean, we've seen time and time again, sovereign citizens love to say everything is a Supreme Court case law, even when it's state courts or district court or whatever. Because like, but just as an example, let's say Thompson versus Smith. That's Virginia State Court. But every sovereign citizen ever has said it's Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court. So,
black text case law, what the Supreme Court rulings from multiple different cases have stated about the definition of a driver, an operator, a motor vehicle.
It's almost like, though, hear me out. It's almost like what the Supreme Court says a driver is irrelevant for the purposes of Kansas state law. Because Kansas, the traffic code, is going to have its own definitions for the purpose of the driver's code. Because Black's Law Dictionary is a stopgap. If something isn't defined in the statute, you might use Black's Law Dictionary. Of course, if you're interpreting case law or, well, statutes or even case law from, say, 1805, you might use an 1805 dictionary for the common usage at the time. So, like, sovereign citizens love using second edition Black's Law Dictionary. And yeah, it's out of date, but it still has its uses because, you know, if you're interpreting a statute from 1911 or whenever it is, you'd probably dig that out, although you'd might pull out the newest edition too and say, but, you know, this is our understanding. So, because, you know, statutory intent doesn't really matter. It's not law. But
an automobile, what a conveyance is, and their decisions, aka, my bad, the Supreme Court's decisions.
All right, Mr. Dubas, I'm going to stop you
not
there.
requiring.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. And we're going to set this over. If you want to present this stuff, you can present it to Judge Webster, who's going to be assigned to your case. Are you going to be able to hire an
for an old Quidditch player, Judge Crumb really makes a good judge.
attorney?
I'm sui juris, so I'm not a ward of the state.
Okay, then you can hire your own attorney. I'm going to set this for November.
I love it. He ends the query there. It's, would you like a state? You know, would you like us to see if you qualify? I'm not a ward of the state. Okay, get your own if you want one. Love that. Of course, there's still a question of competency, but
13th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Regier, do you have a recommendation for bond?
Your Honor, 2,500 cash or surety with all standard conditions. Also, in reviewing the affidavit, it would appear that when this is alleged that when the defendant was questioned by the deputy, he he refused to provide a valid address or any further information that's quoting directly from the affidavit. I'm not sure if the court wants to make any special orders along those lines or not.
I object. I provided a valid address. It's just a non-residential address, or a residential address that is non-domestic. And he refused.
What? Is it the address for your van down by the river, for the cardboard box under the viaduct? It's a non-residential address or something or other, but I'm not going to specify what it is. And it's like, well, then you can sit in jail waiting, and you know, it's a condition of bond. It's besides which, you can pay the full $2,500, but if you want to use a bail bond, you know, and pay just $250 to get out, 10%, you're going to have to provide them with an address and not a PO box. They're not going to send their skip tracers, their bail bondsmen to, or bounty hunters. I mean, they're not going to send them to arrest you for skipping bond at your PO box. They want to know where your ass sits down at night. Where
Used to accept my proper address or my mailing address.
Well, I'm gonna set a bond in the amount of $2,500 cash or surety. You'll need to provide a valid physical address to a bondsman if you wish to make bond, Mr. Dubus. All right, is there anything else, Mr. Regier, on this case?
shut him up.
Nothing from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be in recess. Mr. Dubus, you are excused.
Hold on, is it an OR bond or?
No, it's a cash or surety bond.
Okay, so I need a cosigner.
You can put up $2,500 in cash, or you can make arrangements with the bondsman.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, some people listen to respond, and some people listen to understand, listen to hear what you're saying. It's clear that Mr. Dubus or Mr. Doofus or whatever listens to respond, because the judge just got finished telling him $2,500 cash or surety. So is that an OR bond? No. All right. And so that's the end of that one. With that, though, make sure, like I said, subscribe to Old Squishy Gardener. Go show him some love. But also, like, share, subscribe, and do all the fun YouTube-y things for me as well. And with that, I'm going to end day one of my recording marathon frenzy. And I will see you back here very soon for the first video of day 2 of my recording marathon frenzy. And so, yeah, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.